After 12 years of marriage, I thought I knew every corner of my wife's heart. We had built a life together from the ground up, 2 modest salaries, 1 small rented apartment, and endless nights of dreaming about what our future would look like. I trusted her with everything I had, and for more than a decade, I believed she trusted me too. But all of that came crashing down one ordinary Tuesday morning when her lawyer walked into my office holding a brown envelope with my name on it. The moment I saw the heavy paper inside, I knew exactly what it was. Divorce papers. My hands trembled slightly as I read her name printed so coldly at the top. After 12 years, after the sacrifices and struggles, she had chosen this path. The lawyer said nothing more than the formal words required, leaving me in silence with the pages that declared the end of my marriage. My chest tightened, not with heartbreak, but with a strange mixture of disbelief and betrayal. I didn't go home that night. Instead, I stayed late at the office, staring out of the tall glass windows that overlooked the city. Memories of us played like a silent film in my head, her smile when we first bought our home, her tears of joy when I surprised her with our anniversary trip, her voice promising loyalty through thick and thin. Now all of that felt like lies rehearsed in a script she no longer wanted to follow. The next morning, she called me, her voice calm, almost rehearsed. She didn't sound guilty. She didn't sound broken. She simply said, "It's better this way. We've grown apart." Those words burned deeper than anger because they were delivered without remorse, like she had been preparing to abandon me long before I ever suspected. But she had forgotten something. I was not the same man she had married 12 years ago. Back then, I was young, struggling, and desperate to hold everything together. Now, I was stronger, wiser, and more successful than she ever imagined I would become. If she thought she could walk away with half of everything without consequence, she was wrong. I went through the documents carefully. The demands were bold: half of my business assets, half of the house, half of my savings. It was as though the years of partnership meant nothing to her except what she could take from me on the way out. But she underestimated me. I had kept records, receipts, and proof of every sacrifice I made while she stayed home, while she refused to contribute, while she pushed me to chase dreams she had no part in building. When the court date came, she walked in confident, dressed in her finest clothes, her lawyer at her side. She didn't even glance at me as though I was already just a memory. But I had prepared my surprise. With my attorney, I presented every document, every transaction, every detail that showed my assets had been earned through years of sweat and careful planning while she had withdrawn more than she had ever given. Her confidence wavered as the evidence stacked up against her. The judge listened carefully, and for the first time, she couldn't meet my eyes. She realized too late that I had been ready for this. My surprise wasn't anger, nor was it pleading for her to stay. It was my unshakable defense. I would not let her walk away with what she hadn't earned. The ruling came down after weeks of hearings. She was granted far less than she had demanded, far less than she expected. The home was awarded to me. My business remained untouched. She was left with only what she had personally brought into the marriage, which was almost nothing compared to what I had built. She looked stunned, as though the ground had been ripped out from under her. For 12 years, she thought I was a man who would bend, who would sacrifice endlessly, who would never stand against her. But now, she saw who I had become, a man who learned from her betrayal, who chose strength over submission. Walking out of that courtroom, I didn't feel anger anymore. I didn't feel sorrow. I felt freedom. The woman who once shared my life had shown me her true face, and I had answered with mine. She left thinking she would break me, but instead, she unlocked a version of me she never expected. When I returned to my office that day, my staff congratulated me quietly, and I simply nodded. There was no celebration needed. The victory was not in defeating her, it was in reclaiming myself. 12 years of marriage ended with a signature on paper, but my story was just beginning. I had survived betrayal, exposed greed, and walked away stronger. She thought she would surprise me with divorce, but in the end, I was the one who surprised her.